So I was asked by a lot of people to make a video immediately so that we can know what happens next with this market. And of course, I want to deliver for this. All we ask for is for you to like button on this video so that it can feed the algorithm, giving people the information that they need, like the one we gave on the last video that made people a ton of money. Welcome into Financial Freedom Builders, where every conversation moves you one decision closer to financial freedom. Again, hit the like button, subscribe to the page, top comment below, get you access to Freedom Builders Academy. If you haven't even seen what is going on in there, what it all comes with, what it's all about, the top link below, get into it and see what it can do for you and your family, and then make an educated decision. But we're gonna get right into this. So on the video that I dropped last Thursday, I'll leave it right here. At the time, the SPY was about 656, and we alerted everyone that on Friday, March 20th, everyone needed to be on high alert because the market was showing signs that it wanted to cave. And if it caved, it would fall on Friday as low as $646. If you saw this video and saw that the SPY hit $646 on Friday, March 20th, put a 1 in the comments below so I know that you're listening, paying attention to the game plan, and then executing accordingly. But we got to talk about what's going on this week, because that was last week. And so this week, we are in interesting waters right now with the market, because President Donald Trump came out and gave an alert to the world that the United States was having intense talks with Iran to de-escalate the war. This happened on Monday. The market shot up. Everybody was on the run. But the interesting part was this same president just a few days ago was on a podium laughing and kikiing and cuckooing and having all this good time saying that, hey, we want to talk to somebody over there, but they're all dead. But a few days later, now you're having intense talks to de-escalate the war. So then people started removing the blinders that just because a politician is saying something that we don't have to always believe them. And they now ask the million-dollar question. Who have you been talking to if, according to you just a few days ago, everyone's dead? So then the Iran media came out and said that not only have they not heard from Trump, they're not interested in talking to President Trump. So what looked like we were going to go up and keep running ended up being what's called a bull trap. And it ended up being a fake out where it got to 662 and then it rejected and came back down. And as of the time of this recording, the SPY is at about $651, $652. So what's interesting is I drew out a line on the chart where we've seen that we have about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, we were touching $661, $662 around there 3 different times and bounced up while the market was starting to come down. So that represents the floor in the room. The ball bounced at 661 and came back up, happened 3 times. Then the market catered and then it tried to recover and it pushed up to 661 and then it rejected down where we got until Friday and it got to 644. Then on Monday, while Trump was giving out those alerts of apparently people he was talking to, allegedly, hypothetically, no one trying to get sued, the market pushed up again to the same 661, 662 level, and since then has rejected. So we have seen that was what was once the floor in the previous room, 661, has now become the ceiling in the current room we are in, 661. But here's the problem. We bounced the first time at 644, and then we ran back up to retouch. We are now rejecting again on the SPY, and what we need to identify is 664 the new floor in the room, or are we heading lower? And I'm here to tell you now, there is a technical pattern called a double top, where you try to penetrate through the ceiling 2 times, sometimes 3 times, and then ultimately the ball says, okay, it's time now to go find where the floor in the room is. So with that rejection at 662, we have, as of now, are forming a double top, which means that the next time down, we could be going much lower than 644. And if that's the case, what you need to remember from this video is that the SPY can get to as low as $629 or $630. Don't doubt it, although this video is not financial advice, but it's for education and entertainment purposes only. I would proceed with heavy caution, thinking that this market is ready to go up, because I would ask you today, what is the reason it would go higher? There is literally no reason. There are talks of rate hikes. You got a war going on. You've got a lot of these tech companies that are overvalued. What is the exact reason that we would be going higher? So you need to plan accordingly. The last thing I'm gonna leave you with, I was talking in the last video, was about the company HIMS. And HIMS, the warning was very clear. If we underneath $22.50, we need to be prepared for that stock to fall and fill the gap it left behind around $19. Since then, we have seen HIMS precipitously drop for 5 consecutive trading days. And on Friday, March 20th, at the same time that the SPY got to 646, HIMS closed under 22.50. And it has continued to fall further and further. And at the time of this recording, HIMS is at about $21.30. And I'm here to tell you, we're not done yet. We have more to go. But once HIMS gets its footing, I will be on the train back up, because it's not leaving me behind when it gets beyond $29, $30, and eventually $40. So here's the warning that you just need to be patient and wait for the train to get to the station at $19, and you can enter and find yourself at a potentially at 100% swing over the course of the next few months. Now, you may ask, how in the world do you understand this? How can I start buying stocks? I don't know where to go. I want to start making real money to help my family. What I would tell you as the biggest advice is you need to enroll into Freedom Builders Academy. Take the course. You will leave the course educated with the information you need to start making real money while you're watching these videos. So the plan is up to you. The ball is in your court, but I would encourage you today to take action, because there is real money being made even right now while the market is going down. On your way out, like the video, share this with somebody you know, subscribe to the page, and we'll talk to you on the next one.